rock moss. It's time for an intervention. You may not like this. Gonna wear it today. Let's see what this hype train is all about. Okay, so it's lunchtime. I've been wearing the fragrance for how many hours? It's 1 o'clock now, so I put it on about 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. So we are 6 hours in, if I've done my maths right. What do I think? Does it deserve the hype? Is it a panty dropper? I think you can tell what I'm going to say. Okay, let's tell you the notes to start with. So Pacific rock moss, coastal moss from Australia, lemon from Italy, sage from France, geranium from Egypt, and cedarwood from Virginia. So it's got bits and pieces from all over the world. How does it smell? So this is what I sprayed on earlier on today, here. And this, I have literally just resprayed that one to refresh my memory. First of all, I'll say that I am not blown away by it at all. It does not excite me in the least. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying I don't get it. Okay, soz about that. Let's do that. Sorry about that. Yes, I don't get it. I don't get the hype train. I don't know why everyone thinks it's so wonderful. Let's go to what Demi Rawlings thinks of it. She thinks it's amazing. It's really, really sexy. I can see why it's considered nice because it's quite fresh. It's a little bit different from a mainstream fragrance because it doesn't have an out there, too over the top, unpleasant or synthetic aquatic note. The aquatic note is very light and done with a very nice touch, a very light touch, so it doesn't annoy you. For someone who doesn't like aquatics, they could potentially still very much like this fragrance. To my nose, it smells a little bit fuzzy, fruity and sweety and musky, which is all very nice. I'm thinking cotton wool. Think about the feel of cotton wool and translate that to how that would smell. Fluffy. It smells very fluffy. There's nothing sharp in here. I don't notice any citruses. I notice more a melody of red fruits like strawberries and raspberries, but just imagine them watered down and then like fluffed up into a soft mousse, kind of like that. Very soft, fruity thing with some aquaticness going on, and by that I mean it's like literally like a sea breeze, but a very, very light sea breeze, not bracing or sharp, and just barely detectable. That's kind of what I get, almost slightly marshmallowy. Nice, it's nice. I'm not saying it's not nice, but I don't get the hype. It isn't amazing. If I smelt it on a man, I would not be dropping my pants. I would not be dropping anything, actually. And I'd like to address that. There seems to be people in the fragrance community, some of the groups, generally men, who are buying this fragrance literally based on the impressions of a very attractive young lady who loves it. And I'm sure they're not really silly enough to think that because one attractive lady likes a fragrance, all other attractive ladies will like that particular fragrance. I'm sure they don't really think that. Maybe it's just a case that sex does sell. She's a very attractive, slim, young, beautiful girl, professionally applied her makeup so she looks particularly lovely on camera. Unlike me, I'm 40, I'm overweight, and I just chucked my makeup on this morning before work. So I don't think anyone's buying any fragrances just because of my sex appeal. I like to think that some of you trust my nose a little bit, and some of you do have similar taste to me, and that's why you watch it. We're going off topic. What I think is that Pacific rock moss is a pleasant fragrance, a freshie for summer. that can be worn definitely by men and women. I don't think it's particularly masculine, but it does perhaps lean more masculine than actually some of the recent releases from designer houses, which I feel can go too sweet. But Pacific Rock Moss is not too sweet, although it definitely does have a sweetness to it. It is just, to me, it's, I think maybe I'm being harsh because it's on the hype train, but to me it's mediocre. I don't think it's badly done, and it definitely doesn't smell bad, and it isn't really my genre of fragrance anyway, so there's that. But it is just okay. So I don't recommend you go out and blind buy it based on the hype train. That's what I'm saying. Get yourself a sample, and if you love it, there's nothing wrong with that, and if you don't like it, then there's nothing wrong with that either. In terms of performance, I think it's quite light. It is absolutely nowhere near beast mode. I can just about detect it on me, and really since I sprayed it, it's never been that obvious to my nose. And normally when I'm wearing fragrance, I do notice most of my fragrances that I own are much stronger. I would say that Pomelo Paradis is stronger than this, and I know that gets bad rap for its performance. Neroli Portofino is stronger than this, although I do get good performance from both those frags. I know a lot of people don't. If your performance from fragrances on your skin is not good, then I would be a bit worried that this isn't really going to cut it. So as I say, get a sample, be sure before you blind buy, and hopefully you're not silly enough to just buy this fragrance based on a hype train, and you'll listen to all the reviews, the good and the bad. So I think we'll call that it. I am done with it today. Like, it's lunchtime, I can barely smell it, and I need to put something on that I can actually smell. So I'm gonna go with, because it happens to be in my car, Pillow Talk from 4160 Tuesdays. Now this is a much stronger, much more noticeable, and I really love the way this smells. Sort of caramelized woods, and I can't even remember if this one is yuzu or jasmine. I can't remember, but it's really, really pretty. So that's what I'm wearing, and I'll personally be giving that one a miss, but don't let me put you off. That's it, I'm done. I'll catch you all later.